Welcome back. You keep showing up. Thanks. Because this is the 42nd segment of Making Sense for 7 minutes. It's a summer-long series, Monday through Friday, where we are surveying in bite-sized pieces our historical narrative as given to us in the Bible. And asking, as always, that immeasurably relevant question, so what? So, Jesus the Christ, or Jesus the Anointed One, or Jesus the Messiah. Jesus is God in the flesh. His life is the incarnation. Or at least that is what the writers of the New Testament consistently maintained. In the first chapter of the Gospel of John, we're told, referring to Jesus, that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were created by him, and apart from him, nothing was created that has been created. And then the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. In Paul's letter to the Colossians, early on in the letter, he says that Jesus is the image of the invisible God, and that by him everything was created in heaven and on earth, the visible and the invisible. All things have been created through him and for him. By him, all things hold together. In the first chapter of Hebrews, we're told that Jesus is the one through whom God created the universe. That Jesus is the exact representation of God's nature, and that he sustains all the things through his word. So that's what his followers, including those followers who contributed to the New Testament, thought of Jesus, declaring his deity and then proclaiming his bodily resurrection from the dead as proof of his deity. But what about Jesus? How did he see himself? Did he think of himself as God? Well, he certainly talked like it and acted like it. And this is beyond him performing miracles. Miracles were certainly one of the signs of his messiahship, but others had performed miracles in the past, and others would perform miracles in the future. But there was his assertion that the Father and I are one. And at another point he said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. And he's not talking about Joseph, okay? Spitting image. No. But one other time, and this resulted in a bunch of folks trying to kill him. It's recorded in the 8th chapter of John. Jesus is having this confrontation with a bunch of higher up religious types. They lay their claim for speaking authoritatively as the fact that Abraham is their father. You know, going back up the genealogical ladder. Jesus' response was, before Abraham was, I am. Way back in the book of in the book of Exodus, God spoke to Moses out of a burning bush. And he says, go get the Israelites who are in captivity and lead them out. Moses asked, and who am I to say sent me? God's response was, tell them that I am who I am sent you. So this reference of Jesus to himself as I am was a declaration of pre-existence, of deity. He knew it, they knew it, and they tried to stone him for it. But not only did Jesus talk like he was God, Jesus acted like he was God. And I'm not talking about the way some high school quarterback acts. No. Jesus acted like he was God in two very significant ways. One is he forgave sins. And, not surprisingly, religious people went, whoa, wait a minute. You can't forgive sins. Only God can forgive sins. And Jesus' response was basically, your point. And the other way that Jesus acted as though he were God is that he accepted worship. People fell on their knees and worshiped him. And not one time did Jesus go, wait a minute, whoa, hey, this is really inappropriate. Get up from there. This is embarrassing. No, he was worthy of it. They knew it. He knew it. They offered it. He accepted it. So, Jesus both declared himself to be God and acted like he was God. His followers declared him to be God and worshiped him accordingly. But what if they were all wrong, including Jesus? Then what are we to think? Which is a question well worth exploring, except, we're out of time. But I'll be back. Thanks, y'all.